Good morning. This is G-Man for March 14th, 2020. We're down here at Lake Simtustus trying to catch some trout. I was going to do some catch and cook today on suckerfish, but the place where I go catch suckerfish on this lake, where Willow Creek runs into the reservoir, well, the road's closed, it says, so we're just going to have to make do with the spots that we can find. I haven't caught too many suckers at this particular spot, or else I'd do a catch and cook here. But I've already got a line thrown in the water. Figured no use in wasting time. Get a line in the water and do my intro. We're going to be using mostly worms, trout magnets, probably power bait, spinners like Panther Martins, stuff like that today. And we'll just see what happens. So I will throw the trout magnets out and kind of show you how to work them. I'm not going to throw away out there because I can't zoom with my GoPro. So we'll do that and we'll see how that works, and maybe give you some ideas on how to try to catch some fish. So till then, G-Man out. All right, got our first fish on of the day. Don't know what it is yet, but nonetheless, we got our first fish of the day. And it is a trout. Nice. Get my net out here. And it's a keeper, so we're going to keep him. We're not going to throw him back. The wife wants him, so we'll get down here to where we can net him. And we got our live net today, basket today, so we can keep them alive until we go home. I may end up doing a catch and cook on one of these out here if I can get a fire started. With it being so wet, we had snow last night, and it's been snowing on and off all day. So, but that's a really nice trout got here. And he ate the worm and not the trout magnet, but that's okay. See? It's a pretty nice trout. So, I'm not going to complain about that. Beautiful trout. Get up here, take him off, and put him in the live basket and put him back in the water. This is Lake Simtustus, and you have to have a state license and a tribal permit. I gotta make sure to tell people that, because some people come out here and think, well, you don't have to have a tribal permit to fish here, but the laws say you do. So, and that is an absolutely beautiful trout. Wow, that's probably 20 inches long. I'm not going to complain about a 20-inch trout. See, and then I'll put my net down in there in the water and just keep him alive. And so, see, and then that basket floats like that, and fish can swim around and stay alive and stuff like that. But I'll show you what I was using there. Of course, you guys already probably know what I was using, but nonetheless, we'll show you. Yeah, and get on my hooks. See, we're using a trout magnet. And then I use the trout magnet hook with a worm just above it. And then I come up here. I got a swivel right here. And then up above it I've got a egg sinker that's slip style. And then I got a bobber that slips up and down a line. And that's all monofilament from this knot here down is all monofilament, and from the knot up is all braid. And I'm using my 86 Akuma with my Shimano Corrado, which you know I use a lot. Love my Shimanos. Can't complain about that. But we'll get back out there, see if we can't get another one. Alright, I got another fish on. Don't know what it is. Don't know what it is. I ain't seen it yet. But it looks like another trout. So, let's see how big he is on the trout magnet. Alright. That's one for the trout magnet. One for the night crawler. And this one's too small. He's gonna have to go back. So I don't mind putting them back when they're small. I don't mind putting any of them back actually, but the wife likes to eat them and people ask me to do catch and cook, so I try to make my subscribers happy and do catch and cooks and stuff like that. But that's one for the trout magnet, one for the worm. And we're going to kiss him and put him back. There we go. So, just to give you an idea how cold it is. This morning when I left my house, I checked the temperature. It was 28. Before I came down to the reservoir where I have no service for my phones, I checked it. It was still 28. Now, I'm down here. Guide's frozen up. It's still cold. It's March. It's cold. Catching trout. I don't know how well you guys can see that ice, but there it is. I mean, it's crazy. What a man to do to catch a fish. Well, you've seen me in colder when it's stillhead season, so not really all that crazy in my opinion. Well, this is G-Man calling it a day. Freezing hands. They're frozen. I would have liked to stay out longer, but yeah, the elements are starting to get a little too much, I think, for the hands, if nothing else. Maybe I should have brought some gloves. Maybe I shouldn't have. Give you one last look at Lake Simtustus before we leave, and we'll call it a day. We may do a catch and cook with that one trout. We may not. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. Alright, thank you. G-Man out. Alright, so we're at home. We're in the kitchen. We're going to cut this fish up. There's the wife of G-Man.
I love fish.
There's the fish. And we're going to cook him up for you guys.
Isn't he beautiful?
We're going to throw him in some Crisco and a cast iron skillet. Because if you fry a fish, you got to have it in a cast iron skillet and in Crisco. If you're not frying it that way, you're just frying any fried food the wrong way. You've got to use Crisco in a cast iron skillet. There ain't no two ways about it.
Crisco.
If you're going to fry something, it's got to be in Crisco and it's got to be in a cast iron skillet. See, I got the cast iron skillet sitting right there.
Ta-da!
Oh yeah, baby. That is going to be a delicious trout is what I'm going to do, since I don't want them to demonetize me anyways. Not that I'm getting paid to do YouTube, because I don't have any sponsors or anything like that, but you know, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and chop him up off camera. I may flay him. I may not. I don't know yet. I could get 2 pretty good fillets, but it just looks so small when you flay them. So I may just chop the head off, the fins off, and gut it, and then put it in some flour and fry him up the right way. Crisco, the only way to fry anything. So we'll see you once we get him cleaned up. So now that our fish is all clean, see, I got it all cleaned, got the innards cleaned out, got the head and the tail cut off. I'm leaving the other fins, and then we're gonna get some flour, flour him up, and throw him in the cast iron skillet. Let me put that on the heat and turn up the heat a little bit so we can get it preheated. That way y'all can see what I'm doing. So now I need a Ziploc baggie and some flour.
I think we should take this thing out and show them the kitties eating the innards.
Man, I don't think so.
Why? You're sure they love cats? Isn't that right, young Master Sex 8?
You know, my camera's still on. Are you talking to the people?
No, that's pretty honest.
Got some flour in this here bag. All I'm going to do is do a flour on there, and then we'll put salt and pepper on it later after it's done cooking. So now we'll put it in the flour mixture. Well, just flour, I guess. Put it in there. Shake it all around, get it nice and coated. Make sure you open up the inside. Get it nice and coated. So we're just gonna let it set in there until we're ready to throw it in the frying pan. That way the flour sticks to it better. Then we got the cast iron skillet over here preheating. As soon as it gets hot enough, we're gonna throw it in some grease. So until it's heated up, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it off and just let it sit here. And then I'll turn it back on when we start the frying process. Okay, so it's time to throw it in. The temperature's right. I already done a temperature check. I'll show you Crisco because the wife thought I was lying to y'all. See, Crisco. Can't fry stuff without Crisco. So there you go. You guys see the proof right there that it is Crisco. Now we're going to take this lovely looking but not so good tasting trout, because I'm not a fish fan.
It's wonderful. What are you talking about?
And see how big that thing is? I just cut off the head and the tail. Now we're going to throw him in there and we're going to fry him up. Well, he's too big for my frying pan. I didn't expect that, but okay. Well, I guess I should have checked to see if I needed to cut him in half or not before I battered him up. But okay, well, it's frying. We'll let it fry for a while and turn it back on later. So I want you guys to look at the first side of that trout. Golden brown, crispy. Of course, it'd be more crispy if I would have known that it was going to take up the whole friggin' pan. And I would have cut it in half. That way it would fit better. But it is what it is. I knew it was a big trout, but you know how us guys get. We get, it'll fit. We'll make it fit. It is what it is. So I am putting a lid on there to help it cook all the way through, keep the heat in. But we got probably another 2 or 3 minutes and then this thing will be done. And then we can bon appetit. Okay, so it looks like she's done. Let's take a look at the other side and see what it looks like before we pull it off there. Oh, look at how golden brown that side is. Oh yeah. That's gonna be a beautiful eat right there for my wife and I'm going to eat some of it too. Don't get me wrong. I will eat it, even though I'm not much of a fish eater. Turned off my heat. Now that it's done. You need to get me a plate. I'll set the camera right here, facing towards the pot. Go get a paper plate. Now that's fancy china we're eating off of. That's fancy. So now we're going to take the fish off and let it set for a minute or two before we go ahead and eat the fish. There, let it sit there a minute or two. Take the cast iron skillet completely off the heat source. There you go. As soon as the wife's ready to bon appetit, we'll take it to the table and put some salt and pepper on there and tear into it. So let's go to the table then. Okay, we'll set it on Mama's spot right there, because she's the trout eater. You want to grab a couple forks, please? Yeah, we'll just eat off the same plate. We'll just move it over this way some, so that we can share it.
And we're going to get paper towels.
All right. Ooh, pretty fish. You want to bless the food, please?
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you, Lord, for blessing us with this beautiful trout. Thank you for blessing my husband with a safe trip. In your holy name, amen.
Amen. All right, let's let the wife take the first taste. Don't forget to put some salt and pepper on there.
I'm going to take off this.
Oh, you're going to take off the skin like always?
I don't eat the skin.
Some people like the skin, some people don't. My wife don't like the skin, but she loves to eat the fish.
I don't know if I want pepper on it or not.
Well, don't put pepper on your part then if you don't want pepper. I can just put it on my own fork. Ooh, look at how pretty that looks. Now, is that a face of satisfaction or what? Go ahead and take one more bite, and then I'm going to turn off this camera so we can eat it in peace.
So you can have some?
Mm-hmm.
You think I'm going to share it with you, Nia?
You better.
Fine. I'll share it with you.
All right, well, this is G-Man out. Big old thumbs up from the missus. The cats like the innards in the tail and the head, so I must have done something right today. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see you next time. Well, I thought we were done, but the wife wanted to show you all the finished product of a caught trout and cooked trout, and if it truly is good, what's left is nothing but a juicy backbone for the cats.
Thank you, Daddy.
That's something Thomas O'Malley from the Aristocats would say, don't you think? Yeah, I think so. Well, goodbye.